Okay, so when you want to go into Substance Painter, first you have to get your model. So let's say if I want to make the props, I want to paint the props, you go over to your groups over here, you select this, you go up to File, and then select Export Selection. You can go to the option box and make sure everything is correct. I put mine to FBX Export. The rest of them, I don't really care about them. Just make sure that your thing is FBX Export. If you can't find FBX Export, then you have to go to your Windows, then your Setting Preferences, Plugin Manager, and then search up FBX. So if I search up FBX here, then you can take both of these. I'm not really sure which one matters, but take both of these just to make sure. So once all the settings are fine, you can go here, File, and then Export Selection. Then after that, you can choose where you want to put your file. So that's up to you now. I usually put mine in the assets, but you can put them wherever you like. And don't forget to give it a name. Then after that, you have to go to Substance Painter. So this is what it looks like upon startup. So once you want to start painting, you go up to File, then you can press Open, and then you go to where you saved your mesh. So my one is props. So I'll select this and open it. So my settings here are, you select the 3D mesh here, and then the rest should be fine. Then you can create. Okay, so now I have the UVs on this side and the mesh on this side. So how you navigate this place is you have to hold Alt or Control to move around. I'm using my one hand is my phone right now, so I can't really show that. So now you want to start painting. So by default, you would have a layer 1 here, but you can go ahead and delete this. So the first thing you do is you make a fill layer. After that, you have to pick the color you want. So to pick the colors and other shader stuff, you go to this ball over here that looks like the Hypershade logo and pick the base color. So I'll set this one to red for now. So that makes everything red. But let's say you just want to make this thing red. So you want to make a mask. You right click and then you go up to black mask here and then you press 4. So this selects the fourth tool, 1, 2, 3, 4, the fourth tool over here. So pressing 4 does that. And then you select the ones that you want to be red. So I want this thing to be red. But right now I'm only selecting the face and not the whole mesh. So if I want to do that, then I'll press this cuboid over here. So this way it selects all of the meshes. Once you're happy with that, you can go back to your painting mode by pressing 1 or going up here and pressing the paintbrush. So if you want to paint within this thing, you have to make a paint layer inside it. So select the color sphere ball here and then go down to add paint. So from here, it works like standard Photoshop. So these are the settings that you can use to control your brush. You'll find these settings up here as well if you want to tamper with the size, the flow, and the opacity and spacing and all. But if you want to be more specific and change up the way the alpha looks, you can go here and then type in what you want. So let's say I want maybe wood, if that's available. And you'll see that there is this thing. And then I can start painting on it. But of course I have to pick a different color so it doesn't blend. So I'll pick the material again. When you're painting, you only need probably color, then the rest doesn't really matter. So let's say I'll make it a darker red. Okay. And then I start painting on it here. Yeah. So you can change the size here, or you can make it influenced by your pressure sensitivity from your stylus using this button here. Flow. I mean, this is just pretty standard Photoshop stuff, so you should know. But let's say you want to make a cut inside the wood, you can use a normal, like the normal setting for that. So you can pick this one, I believe, and it should be cutting inside now. But like you also have to tamper with the setting a bit. So that's all the way at the bottom. Oh wait, no, it's not normal. Sorry, I meant height. Yes, okay. So let's say I wanted to cut inside, so that makes the number has to be negative. Then once I paint on it, yeah, now you can see that it's kind of cutting into the wood here, like that. So if you want to make cuts or like some kind of bumpy texture, you can use the height button here. For the normals, I think you can ignore it. I don't know if they work together or not, but you can experiment. So just like Photoshop, there's also blending modes. If you go normal, you can have your standard multiply, then it changes accordingly. So if I change it again to something else like screen, yeah, so then it disappears, overlay, yeah. So from this point on, it's like standard painting. So what if I want to paint another part of it? So it's rinse and repeat. So you add another fill layer. Let's make this one blue over here, so everything becomes blue, and then you just do a mask again. So you press 4. Okay, wait, let me exit this. Press 4. No, wait, sorry. You have to make a mask first. So black mask, press 4. Select the mesh you want, make sure that you're in the cube mode. Okay, so let's say I want just that one to be blue. I go back to painting mode by pressing 1, and then I go back here. I press this one, paint layer. And then I choose a different color, perhaps. It's whatever you want. Then I start painting again. So I cannot influence the other ones because it's masked within this fill only. That's why we made the mask. That's pretty much all you need to know. If you want to do like a more realistic style, if you're not keen on just painting, you can take the materials here. So let's say I take clay terrace and then I just slap it onto this guy. Okay, everything becomes clay terrace now, but that's because you didn't add the mask. So same idea, you add a black mask, then press 4, W on this, and then 1 again. So now you have a material that you can play with again, just like a normal one, a normal fill or layer you'd find in Photoshop. So I could like make it multiply, I guess, then it has like a darker funky color. So yeah, if you have any other questions, just text, I guess.